Unbelievable. Oh, sorry. Some of them are desperately going to stop, but he's carrying on and on.
You're wasting your time.
But he's got the wheels already started to shred. And still he's going on.
Coming here sometime. I don't know why, but
it ain't far. They're always having shows on there.
Okay guys and girls, we've one more pickup to go, which is Peterborough. But what we're going to do is, appreciate that some of you have been on a little while, is I'll just do a very quick loo stop at Cambridge Services when we go past.
You've just tried your toilet. It's impossible and it's disgusting.
How do you mean?
Well, it's your toilet on the coach. It's impossible.
Well, do you mind not being so rude and come and tell me what the problem is?
I just told you what I think.
No, you didn't. You just shouted something. I didn't hear it. If the gentleman has a problem, if you'd like to see me when we get to the services, I will have a word with you. If you don't come down and just start shouting and bawling, please, because it's very difficult to understand. If there's a problem, if it hasn't been emptied, then I will deal with that when we get to the services. It should have been done, not by me, but it should have been done, in which case I will deal with it at the services, and I can only apologise.
I think you said there should be a toilet on the coach. Well, there is extra.
Norway.
Yeah. Alright. Tell you that. And then them big car parks.
Why did you say that before?
We used to use another place further round into Peterborough, if you know what I mean, and it was bloody hopeless. Just absolutely no. This looks much better.
You think you'll get there?
Oh, it's nothing like weightlifting. Okay, we're going to make our way northwards, obviously. We're going up to heading for Newcastle now. Forecast is pretty good, which you'll be very glad to know, because it's a fairly long ferry journey, as you know, but it's a nice ferry, lots to do on board and what have you. It's not quite your Dover Cali, it's a bit more upmarket than that. What we'll do from here is we'll probably go on up. I'll see how far I can get. Obviously I have to watch my driving time because of the pickups and what have you, and then we'll have a stop, give you a leg stretch and a coffee and go and have a sandwich or something, and then we'll carry on again, okay? And then we'll just go from there. Now my name is Magnus. I shall be here to look after you all week in Norway. Got no one who's scared of heights, have we? Lovely. Okay, right.
As long as the road doesn't go right round the edge.
Right round the edge? No, you should be all right with that. Okay. You all speak Norwegian, I believe? Yeah, I bet you bloody do. And you're lying.
That's loud English.
Yeah. Now, Norway is an expensive country. Norway, Sweden, Denmark, they are all fairly pricey countries, but they are beautiful. They are gorgeous countries, all of them. So you're going to be completely million miles away from where you live, whether it's Cambridge, Peterborough, or Enfield, wherever. You're going to be a million miles from home when we get over there. So the first night when we go off the ferry is lovely, because we fall out the ferry into the hotel. It's in Stavanger itself, so we literally come off the ferry and we're just a few minutes we'll be in the hotel, which is lovely, isn't it? And then the next day we'll make a nice scenic run across and go to our main hotel for the week, okay? Just a couple of things about the coach I have to inform you, now you're all on, is obviously you've got the entrance and exit at the front here. There's also an exit in the middle, a full-size door, and an exit at the back as well, and in the event of an emergency. But when we're over there we'll probably be using both the front and the middle. I always find that's better for everybody, that way you're not waiting behind everyone else, those who are further back and what have you, so it makes life a lot easier, okay? I don't really need to go into a lot more. Obviously seat belts are supposed to be worn, but you're adults. At the end of the day, I've never yet seen a 17-foot high police car that can look down into there and see whether you've got one on. So the legal side says you have to wear it, but that's where I stop. Okay, is that all right for you?
Yeah.
Lovely. So what we'll do is we'll make our way, as I say, we'll make our way northwards. If I find my way out of Peterborough, I'm quite impressed because I found my way in it, so that's not bad. And we'll go from there. So is everyone all right for now? Yeah. That's lovely. To me last year. Okay, while we're on our way up the A1, heading ever northwards, it may well be a good idea for you to get to know each other on the coach as best as reasonably as you can. I'm Bob.
How'd you do?
sides. It's right up there.
Like the one at Baldock, isn't it? Arms houses.
They don't. They must be dark, they've all got lights.
Turned into
Yeah, I know.
See what I mean about that? No
They've all
sides.
got them home.
If you still recognise parts of Peter in about an hour's time, don't be surprised. I did this last time I came out of it. Oh, all other routes. Oh, there's the sign. Yeah, so the important thing is obviously you've all got your passports. I know I've separated the. I know some of you have got your night bags on here, which is brilliant, and those who gave me your night bags, they're in a separate area, so they're very accessible and very quick to get at, so that's not a problem either. And I'll explain all about how the ferry works and everything when we actually get there, because I have to go and book you all in anyway, and then I can do it when it's all fresh on your minds. It makes your week a lot better when you sort of create new friends and what have you. You say that, it's bad enough knowing the wife. It's bad enough knowing the wife, is it? Oh, well, I didn't say a word, me, did I? Well, I volunteer for all these trips, you know, and I'll get away from it. Trouble is, they've invented mobiles.
Yeah, well, we talked about Switzerland, we all have that accent. Claire didn't have one, but she bought them while she was out there. Really nice one. Well, it happened to be reduced. I don't know how much it was, but it was reduced. It was a big embroidery, Swedish embroidery on it. Swiss embroidery.
When we get off, when
No, I will do it. Labels. Oh, hold on. We're off and running again. Hey. What we'll do is we'll get up as far as Durham, have another blue stop, and that'll give me a chance to do a fuel up jobby, and then we can, while you're having a cup of tea, I'll fuel up, and then we can make our way on up into Newcastle. Now the ferry sails at 11 tonight. Obviously you'll be on long before that, but it doesn't sail till 11. We'll see how we do for time. But normally it's around 8, from 8 o'clock onwards when they start letting people on. So we'll gear up to be there for roughly that sort of time. This is an absolute wind up with services. Like the car that's in front there, like that little red car, lots of blocking. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. I just pull up. I don't even bother thinking about it. I just pull up. Because as far as I'm concerned, if everyone let one out, it would keep going. Or what happens? We'll play that by ear, because obviously depending on the sailing and depending on the destination depends how they operate it. It's like I used to use the Hull to Rotterdam and Hull to Zeebrugge ferries on a very frequent basis, and quite ironically every time I said, oh no, don't worry about it, you go on foot passengers, they put us on in the coach, and every time I said we're going in the coach, they put you on as foot passengers. So obviously it just depends how they decide to do the loading, so but we'll know about that soon enough.
What's that?
You can smell it. Can't you?
Yeah.
Remember when we used to have cooling towers like at Electra?
Yeah.
2 of them.
Radio. They have all a rivvy, as you say. Up this way, I lived in a place called Horden, which is near Peterlee, which is down the A19, and basically we used to do a lot of the groups from Norway, Sweden and what have you, and of course they come off the ferry. We didn't use the ferry, but they just come, you pick them up from the ferry, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I see.
And of course it's got, you always go up and down the tunnel. More than you don't, if you know what I mean. My other half lived in Torquay, so I was going to get the best of both worlds and that we're going to go down there. Just see what I mean in a minute. You still come out. It tells you to go. I don't know why it sends you down the other way to get. I don't know why it sends you the other. I suppose we're going to take 5 pence pieces, but we'll soon find out. Right, if you're wondering where we are now, this is the Tyne Tunnel. We're about to go underneath the Tyne itself. You can tell it's a Sunday because there's no traffic. On a weekday this is queued up for mile upon mile. Averages around 30 to 40 minutes to get into here. Anybody spots any water, let me know. Try and be clever and go through the car one. Sometimes it lets you go through. See the ferry now sitting down in front of us.
Oh,
So what I mean, she's fair size, isn't she?
she certainly is.
Surprises people actually. They quite often think it's going to be a smaller ferry, but no, they're fair size. There's only one cabin. Only joking. You get an outside one, panic. That means you've got a lifeboat. Definitely haven't started yet. See they haven't started it. But the cars are at the booths, which is a good sign. There you go, that gives you some idea. Yeah, she's a fair size, isn't she?
Yeah, she certainly is.
Looks like the bacon's ready because it's cooking away in there.
Oh, sorry.
Do it again. Oh, they might.
I let a couple of rippers go out there.
You're not kidding. I wasn't capable of one like that. That was one like what Mum let clear forward.
Is it foggy or is it just the window?
Misty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey? Come on. Right, we're going from their cabin, yeah? Deck 4.
Condom full of walnuts.
Hey?
It's like a condom full of walnuts.
Will it, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh. I learned from the other cruise here, see? Yeah. Here we are. Now, what do you do with this?
Try it now.
No? Put it the other way then. Oh yeah. I'm walking upstairs. Are you going to walk?
Big breakfast. That was the warmest place where you left me. This is exhilarating though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. You'll have to just not waste your batteries, eh?
Yeah.
Until you see, because I'll tell you something, when you get there, you're going to see some spectacular stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, you do this 5 minutes and it's, you can't, no point, is there? I nearly had a roll this morning and put some cheese in it for breakfast. You know what I mean?
building going on there, Dad?
Yeah.
There you go, it's like climbing Everest for you. Look. Get you used to this week. Absolutely. Get you used to the hills.
Sorry.
Alright.
You're going in there, are you, John?
Rosie cheeky.
Sitting out that ring.
Call you Rosie now.
Yes.
I shall carry on
Yes.
going, isn't it? Coming back.
The little boy. Yeah. Dry land. I'm sure. We made a game. Going with it now.
Rearing up the count now. Right, guys and girls, welcome to Norway.
Hey!
Right, we've got a long drive now. About 5 minutes. That could turn into 15.
Do they know we're coming? Right, is it rush hour?
No, not rush hour, I'm going to find them. Look on the bright side, the people on Angela Holidays have got a 2.5 hour drive yet at least. Right, here we go. I've got my amazing instructions on how to get to the hotel here. Written in Norwegian.
Do you reckon you'll find it?
Probably not.
I said, do you reckon you'll find it? It's one they just built for. That's what I'm scared
Well, that's the first lie. He said it's marked up for the 8:39. It's not.
What name of it?
So Lochman Vane, then Lochman Vane, then Madeline Vane. Right, the first thing you'll notice about Norway, there's no litter. You might get the odd little bit here being a port, you know, because you get people through a port, don't you? But yes, we do. We drive on the right. Now, ironically, Sweden drives on the left, which is strange because Denmark's on the right, here's on the right, Sweden's on the left. So it's a bit strange, huh? Right, we're about to do our first turn round. Well, I've got, like I said, trying to get somewhere, a thing of Stavanger is impossible. You know, trying to get one marked up for of the Strait of Stavanger. They don't have one on the ferry. We're trying to look it up on their computer on the ferry, and it wouldn't come up. I know this is not right because I know you've got to go to the motorway. So I thought I'd show you these lovely houses. Have a very high standard of living in Norway. I know when these people come over from Norway, you know, on the exchanges to England, Norway and Sweden for that, and we used to take them out and things. Well, as I said, but you'll get that. It's a port. Yeah. Anywhere you've got a port, you've got that problem. Simple as that. Any port in the world is the same. It always tends to be the tattiest part of a country is its ports, and that's the same everywhere, isn't it? England's the same with Hull and everywhere, you know, except Portsmouth, of course, because I live there. But they used to sort of explain to people, because when they used to do these exchanges over with the people from Norway, and they used to say to them, look, you know, the people who live in England live in much smaller houses. Doesn't mean they've got money, but they pay a lot more money for their smaller houses than you pay for your big houses. And they couldn't believe it. You know, most of them couldn't believe that we we pay all this money for a tiny, tiny little sort of semi-detached or something, do you know what I mean? As I say, you'll see, I mean, not so much here, but certainly when we're going around, you'll see some absolute, you probably saw it when you were on the deck of the ship there as we came in, some absolutely glorious houses, sort of littered all the way along the side of the sea there. So of course their standard of living's higher, the wages are a lot higher, but I suppose all things are relevant because they pay a lot more for things, so it balances. It's probably not much different to us at home, if you know what I mean. But it just feels that way, or it will feel that way. It's quite ironic because I was talking to quite a few of the crew there, you know, and nearly all the crew are from Denmark. It's strange. I thought it was fairly strange. I would have expected them to be either. Ah, there's the sign on that one.
Danish, isn't it? Shipping line is Danish.
Well, yes, I know, but even so, bearing in mind it could. Is that right, by the way, that's being open? Yeah. Just bear with this guy, I'm sorry about this, but this what he's written here doesn't make sense to man the beast, but it does now, I think. But don't panic, Captain Mannering. Yeah, well, yeah. We'll get to see the town.
Don't panic, don't panic. Don't panic.
Yeah, we'll get to see the town, so don't go worried. See, he's drawn a little map as well, it doesn't make any bloody sense, eh?
Ask the policeman.
Well, it doesn't matter. It could be, or it could be that way, but he's not made it. But you see his map. Fine, I'm saying. You'll notice something else as well, isn't it? Gorgeous and sunny. Not bad for this time of day, is it?
Very good.
No, the air's much quieter over here. Got to be the other way. But nothing he said will be signposted is signposted, which is a bit strange. He lives here, which is slightly worrying. You'll also notice an awful lot of people in Norway have blonde hair. Light-haired people are the majority. A lot of the youngsters are into this goth thing over here, you know. It doesn't quite work when you're severely blonde with the dark clothing. It just doesn't quite work somehow. Not that I think it works the other way, but I mean. And they're into snuff. You remember snuff?
Yeah.
Oh, it's massive over here. Oh, yeah. Hugely popular snuff.
That's why they got white hair.
Is that why? That's why they got white hair. Yeah. No, it's I've noticed that with the groups I've had before. I come over from Norway many times. They always they're all seem to, well, not all of them, but quite a lot of them are into snuff. Strange people.
Better than smoking snuff, I think.
Well, what did you think of the ferry? A lot bigger than you thought, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
And I'll tell you something, you had probably one of the nicest crossings they've had this year, I should imagine. Oh, wasn't it? And sunbathing on the decks this afternoon as well. One of our friends went to buy some after sun, and he was explaining to me that it was £22, so he said, I'll stick with the sunburn. No, where did we come up? No, we came from down there. Trace myself back.
There's the SO.
They haven't built it yet. Nice.
What's it down here?
Well, everything's above it.
Dad, I think we got it wrong again.
Well, all he said was turn right to the SO road. We've done that. It's not on there. Well, all I can tell you is we're in the right place, but I can't see it.
Jump out of it.
You know, it's a good hotel with those other people sunset.
We'll have a little look a bit further down if worse comes to worse. I know it's here in this little block, so we're not a million miles away. As you'll see, nothing in Norway is signposted. They don't bother with that. I think they just figure everybody lives here, so they know where they're going. This is just houses here. See, I think this is the road the other guy were on, coming up.
Wonder if it's when somebody's done.
Right, we definitely don't want this.
No, for a ton.
No, we don't want this. Right, we're going into turnaround mode again. I definitely don't want that.
I reckon we ought to go back in the SR.
I do. No, it's, I mean... The what?
Stabbing you on that sign. One in front of you.
No, I'm not on about that. I can't turn around anymore.
Go and knock at somebody's door.
Oh, not that. Hey, look at the bright side. We'll know everybody in this town by the time we leave here.
They said, well, we've seen it 3 times already.
Oh, look, there's somebody up there, 7 half.
Oh, that'll do us then. No, it's not that. I just suddenly realised that we couldn't turn left under there. So you have to go back on yourself to get back on the hill. You'll see what I mean is we're all the time around here. Sweden's like that. You cannot go off a road and come back on it. You see what I mean? If you look over the road, when you come back down, you can't possibly turn left. They prefer to have bridges, which is actually quite sensible because it stops the accident. Come on, we must find it this time. 3rd time bloody lucky. Oh dear man. Nope. This is right.
Astrid.
Astro.
Forum Hotel.
Astrid.
Astro.
I said the town. Now Astrid.
Forum.
There's the strange
He said it's as you come up round the bend, he said it's There you go, I told you it was well signposted.
Oh, I feel nose grows. He said
There's the that's the size of the road thing. Now, there we go. Now that was a doddle, wasn't it? I told you they got everything but signposts here.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I see. It's where?
Oh, look, is that the one we found?
Okay, guys, you see we're just coming up. Oh, so sorry about that, but you've seen it. So they don't signpost anything. So now what I'll get you to do, guys and girls, is just wait on board for a couple of seconds, and I'll just see how they want to do this with the keys. Some sort of camera might be a good idea at this stage. Guys and girls, good morning. How is everyone on this day today?
Very well.
We're all done very well. Oh, nearly had someone join us.
Yeah.
Could have had a Norwegian mascot on the front.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go around the town 5 times.
Absolutely. Hey, you don't, I'll tell you, when you come with me, you get value for money, you know. Do you ask anyone who's done this trip, they'll probably say, no, we've never seen that town. Right, so we're off, for those of you who are following our progress, we're off onto the 39, which is the road that goes up to Bergen. And we make our way up, and we go up, and we catch a ferry across. And when we catch that ferry, we arrive further north, we still head for Bergen. Then we catch another ferry. Ooh. Very good. Now the second ferry, they have food available on it. Okay? Not the first one, but the second one. So if by then you're getting a bit peckish, you'll have an opportunity to have a bite to eat on that one. And it's that second one is a 45-minute crossing, so you'll have time to actually sit down, and if you'd like something to eat, you can have time to sit down and eat something. Then we make our way, and then we start cutting away from Bergen. We will go to Bergen at the end of the week because we catch the ferry from Bergen going back. So you will have an opportunity to go and explore the town of Bergen prior to going home, okay? So in a way, it's a sort of bonus the way it's worked out, the way the ferry operators changed it. It's the group who went out last week had the same, but the one the week before didn't. So they sort of didn't lose out, but they did in a way, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
now hopefully today we should be actually sort of ahead of the weather, because the weather is coming in from the Oslo direction, Sweden and what have you. It's going to be a little bit miserable. but hopefully we'll have a pretty reasonable day on our day today, and it should blow itself away during the night tonight, which leaves us another good day tomorrow. So I don't know if any of you saw the news, but China is having severe problems with flooding. Water season's just come in and it is horrendous. I don't know if any of you saw the news, but it is seriously bad out there. Australia is also suffering with floods. Yeah, floods are very unusual for Australia, but they're getting it. And in India and Pakistan areas, the temperature has hit 53 degrees. Something like 200 odd people have died already from the heat. Can you imagine 53 degrees? I mean, we get, the hottest we would ever get is around 30, 31 maybe, and that's pretty unbearable. Okay, you can't even imagine it, can you? 53, that's, if you think of the places like the Arabic states and what have you, and you know, places like that, their average temperature is around 41, and that's a steady sort of temperature. Well, you know, 53, my God, that must be absolutely unbearable. As you can imagine, every river in the country is just full of people. They're just literally standing in it to try and keep cool.
We've been here before.
You have not been here before. No, you haven't, because we didn't come through any tunnels. Now, as you know, in England we have this marvellous system that if we're going to build something, it takes 23 years of talking about it, then 14 years of planning committees to put it together, and then they say they haven't got the money to do it anyway because it's gone up. Over here and in a lot of European countries, if they need something to build it, hence these tunnels and things, rather than rip the countryside to pieces, they just come along and put tunnels everywhere, which I think is a brilliant idea. A good one in question, most of you from the southern half of the country, you may well remember that we had a big thing at Winchester, where they built the bypass there, and they talked about a tunnel, they talked about it, and because they talked about it for 3 years, they ran out of money, and then just put a bypass in and wrecked the countryside. So it's a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, in England we have a major problem with people driving cars uninsured. Doesn't happen here. They have a system where Austria introduced this particular system, and it what you do is when you buy your car, it has a number plate, and it doesn't matter how many cars you have after that, you have the same number plate. You never ever change your number plate. That goes from your car to the next one that you buy. When you go for your insurance, you have to tell them who the driver is. So you might say, Mr. Johnson, age 57. Any other drivers? Yes, Mrs. Johnson, age 52. And that's it. So if the police are following that particular car, and they do a check on it, it comes up with the 2 people allowed to drive it. So if it's a guy age 27 driving it, they pull it because they know the guy can't be insured. Which is not only good, but they actually understand phrases. You know yourself, when they taught you a little bit of French or something like that at school, it was a bit of a joke, wasn't it? Because the way they spoke, the way they said it to you, didn't actually mean a thing, did it? And when you go and say it in France, they just laugh at you. In this particular tunnel, but this is literally, the last tunnel was smooth and carved out but then tiled. This is not. I don't know if you can see it through the windows or not. This is just pure rock. They've just come along, made it wide enough, made it tall enough, and that's it, and left it at that. probably thinking, oh, this is quite a long tunnel, and you'd be right. But can you imagine how long it would take you to drive over the top of this? Switzerland has similar things as well. You have like the Gotthard tunnel, which is just about 12.5 miles long. And when it's shut, and it has only been shut, fortunately, a couple of times, it takes almost 7 hours to drive over the top. Back up now. It's totally deceiving, isn't it? Now the other thing that will get you is the different technology used. If you go through the Dartford Tunnel in London, I'm sure you've all done so, your phone stops working, doesn't it? Phone works in here. So it's a difference in technology. Never quite understood how they do it, but they always have sensors or something that they drill up or whatever, or drill out somewhere. Now if you were to drive through here in your car and you don't have a fire extinguisher and you were caught, you're looking at something in the region of about £5,000 fine on the spot. In other words, they'll confiscate your car basically if you haven't got the money. It's taken very seriously. You see all the signs here with fire points. They're every so many metres and what have you, but you're also expected to have a fire extinguisher in your vehicle in case of a fire. As you can imagine, the last thing in the world you would want is a problem in one of these tunnels. Yeah, there's one toll section we go on, and I've got a sneaky feeling this will be it coming up. This is lovely, isn't it? Yeah. No, there's not a lot of traffic in Norway. Oslo's probably about the busiest. This is nice. Look, even this tiny little place here. Look at this lovely little sort of man-made marina here on the right, obviously just being done for these locals here. A few pounds worth of boats sitting there as well. A couple came on a holiday to Switzerland about 3 years ago, and we were chatting away on the ferry at Dover to Calais there on the way over, and they were explaining to me that they didn't like tunnels. They said they were slightly claustrophobic, and I said, and you've picked Switzerland as a holiday resort, and they said, why, is there a few tunnels? I said, try a few hundred. I said, every single trip out we do involves a tunnel. So we introduced a good system. We shut the curtains around them. People tried to talk to them and distract them. But isn't it now? It's just, I don't know why we can't do similar. It's really not. mentioned before, but do you know why we drive on the left?
No.
There's today's question of the day. Why do we drive on the left-hand side of the road? Ah, no. If anyone comes up with the answer, bring it down. Well, come and see me. There won't be a prize. We'll just give you the bar bill from the group.
It's to let the lady out.
To let a lady out, is it? Yeah, interesting theory. They must have heard us talking. Not to worry, as I say, it's only 25 minutes to the next one, so it doesn't matter. Okay, now, if anybody wants the loo or anything, the loos are just over here where this building is. You see the other ferry coming across actually. You see the one on the right now just going out, and you'll see the other one is making its way across. Okay, guys and girls, basically, it's a quite worked out not too bad actually. If you want the loser on 41 including me. Hey, look at this.
What?
You didn't see that when you were doing your photographs? As we come on here, then you can quite see it, look, the cars disappear underneath.
Oh yeah, look.
How weird's it?
Very efficient.
I'll tell you what, that's good, isn't it? So if they don't, what they do is they then charge them another 3,000 kroner, and if they don't pay it, they don't open it. And the answer is yes, of course. Yes, of course you can get off the coach and wander about. It takes roughly half an hour on this crossing. Okay. So you can get out, you go upstairs, there's a seating areas and what have you upstairs there, alright? You can go, don't need to, in fact here's the nearest stairs, are just beside us now. And you can go up and you can hopefully get some lovely views.
Up there? Or in here?
Don't mind. Swing. Swing.
Mandy, but I can't.
No, just let her call you.
Yeah. She probably rung me early, you see. Before she went to work or... No, we're moving. They go, I mean, 1 minute I looked over there and it was in the distance, and the next minute I done the climbing, come down, there it was in, coming in. They move quick, you know. Well, the smaller the vehicle, I mean, the quicker they go. Going down one guy. Oh, we go over backwards then, Johnny. By the look of it, don't we? Hey?
Excellent. Ready? Here we go. Off to see the wizard. Well, I was brave. I went up the top.
And me.
My God, it was like a bloody wind tunnel up there.
Yeah, you're right there.
Well, I've got to go. It was worth doing the crossing purely to see my friend from Scotland near the back there when she was trying to open that door.
Yeah.
She was pulling, pushing, kicking. Oh, if only she'd looked down and read the note that said pull lever. Classic moment. And then you had to get someone else to help you shut it, didn't you? That's lovely. Okay, so for those of you who are writing this down, various things, that crossing there, that particular one, was Mortavika, spelled Mortavika, Mortavika, and it took us over to Ars. Venga. So if anybody says, how was your day? Well, it started off as a load of arse. No, we came in, it's A-R-S-V-A-G-E-N, Ars Venga. So that's where we've come to, and that's where we are now. We now head further up, keeping on the E39, heading for Bergen, and then we have another ferry. Longer ferry. Well, I don't know if it's longer, but it takes a while. And when we get to the next ferry, I'll do my next fantastic pronunciation of Norwegian. next one will be Sandvika. Sandvigag. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Like I said to you when we set off, you'll be 1,000,000 miles away from where you live. You can see what I mean now, can't you?
Yes.
It's not quite the same as Stevenage, is it, or Peterborough? I noticed every one of you said about how clean the air is when you breathe in the air. There's no, you know, just it is such a clean place. Very, you know, real. Very fresh and clean. It's just so nice to see an absolute lack of litter as well. I do like them. I love these little private sort of moorings they've got every now and then.
Nice.